Hi there, Taurus, and welcome back to Star Lourdes Tarot. I'm going to be doing your weekly forecast for the 17th through to the 23rd. I went ahead, shuffled the cards, and laid them all out for you. Let's see what's going on for Taurus. If this reading does resonate for you, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, or shoot me an email if you would like to do a private reading. Okay, thank you. Here we go. First off, your overall energy is that of the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position, followed then by Major Arcana, Death in the reverse position, and next we have the Six of Swords in the reverse position, and followed by the Two of Swords in the upright position, and lastly we have the Four of Swords in the upright position. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and interpret this read for you guys. Overall, Taurus, it looks like the Two of Pentacles in the upright position, this is sort of harmony in the midst of change. Things are changing around you and you're okay with it and you're handling it beautifully. This can sometimes represent juggling two different jobs, sometimes two different people, if you're dating two different people, but you're doing so successfully. When the card is in the reverse position, however, this can represent dropping the ball, so to speak. This can represent maybe struggling in the midst of change, having a difficult time. If you're juggling, say, maybe working, for some of you, you could be working two jobs, for example, or working on two different projects, and perhaps it's getting, the scales are getting out of balance, so to speak, and it's either one side is taking up too much time, or energy, or finances, whatever it is. There's something that's out of balance here in the Two of Pentacles reverse. You've dropped the ball somewhere, or you feel as though you have dropped the ball, or maybe people are telling you, you know, you're just not up to par in some area. Others of you, it could just be representing maybe you're just doing too many things and sort of fumbling along the way. Others of you could just be in the midst of a changing situation, could be in your home, in your job, or something to that effect, and you're really struggling to you know, find your balance, your harmony in it. So that's your overall energy, Taurus. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but coming into the week, you have Major Arcana. This is the only Major Arcana you have in the read, and it's right off the hop. Coming in on the 17th, you have the Death card in the reverse position. The Death card in the upright position, this is someone who is going along with a transformation, a major transformation that needs to happen, and they're going along with it and putting an end to something, and so that they can rebuild on something, you know, more solid. However, the card is in the reverse position. This can sometimes represent resisting change. Now, it's you've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse here for your overall energy. This is disharmony in the midst of change. Perhaps for some of you, maybe that is why you're resisting change. For others of you, it could just be circumstances. Sometimes when these cards come up in reverse Major Arcana, it's because of the fact that the situation is just, maybe you want to make a change, some of you, in an area, but you're just kind of like, you don't have all the facts yet, or the information, or you haven't come to any solid conclusion. So that could be what's going on for some of you. It's going to be different for all. Remember, it's just a general read. So that's the energies are coming into with Taurus. And it's paired now with the Six of Swords in the reverse position. The Six of Swords in the upright position is when we're moving away from sort of troubled times, even physically. Sometimes it can represent physically moving away from something. It can also often represent us just sort of taking a mental leave of a situation that's too intense for us to really think about. We're just moving on to calmer waters. However, it's in the reverse position. This can sometimes be a reluctance to move on to, and it does make sense when it's paired with the Death card here in reverse. It does make sense for sure. There's, you know, a need for a transformation, a need to change and to move on to some calmer waters, but for some reason it seems like you're not doing it. Like I said, it could be because of circumstances. Maybe there's confusion in the way, causing you to not be able to make a firm decision about moving on, or it could be that for some of you, you just are sort of digging in your heels and you don't want to move on. You know, you're just sort of trying to turn the situation around, and sort of being in a mode of not accepting what may be happening around you, just kind of a little bit of a denial state, and thinking that things are going to, you know, flip back around again, and just sort of resisting the change. But when the Death card is here, it's Major Arcana, and this is asking for, in some area of your life, that you do make a major transformation. And there's just a little bit of resistance going on here, Taurus. You're having trouble keeping things in balance because I think you're resisting so much in one area of your life. Maybe for some of you it could be playing out in several areas, but for sure in some area of your life this could be playing out for you, Taurus. Now, moving on towards the weekend, wow, you sure have a lot of swords. You have the energies of the Two of Swords in the upright position. This is the card that's representing a need to make a decision, but either an unwillingness to do so or finding it difficult to do so. So that can sometimes be tough. It looks like for some of you Tauruses out there, you're really struggling on a matter, on a certain situation. You're just not really sure what to do. Maybe that's why these energies are stuck and you're refusing to move on, because perhaps you just, you know, have no idea what's happening here. You just are not 100% sure. And towards the weekend, you have the Four of Swords in the upright position. This is perfect because you're kind of going into a mode of seclusion and just trying to kind of go quiet and go within. This is the card of resting, maybe sometimes recuperation, like maybe if you're not feeling well, you have an illness or something like that. This is the card of needing some rest and recuperation. Sometimes it can be a card of mental exhaustion or even physical exhaustion, and need to physically rest. Just sort of go take a time out and go within and just be quiet and just rest. Maybe some of you need to catch up on some sleep, and that could be what's going on, because it looks like you're struggling with something here, Taurus. You're really struggling on some level, and I'd like to see this energy towards the weekend for you guys, that at least you're going to take a time out, because this is a card of time out, and rest yourself, because sometimes when we're going around in circles in our head and we can't figure out what to do, it's best to just kind of sleep and rest and turn it over to the universe, because it seems like you're struggling with something, but you can't seem to come to a conclusion about it, and it's sort of throwing you a bit off balance. So I hope this reading helped you, Taurus, and until next time, you guys take good care. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.